Hey all, thanks for joining. And first off, I gotta say, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for all the views with my last video. 5.3 thousand people, or there were 5.3 thousand views. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. So that's number one. Number two, I need to thank you all again for being with you. Some of you from the very beginning. I just hit 8 years on this channel yesterday. So let's kick off 8 years plus one with a new video, and this one is dedicated to Halloween. Now, what does Halloween have to do with Paracord? Well, for me, what I have found over the last few years is that in many cases, I wind up giving out more Paracord items and projects than I do actual candy. So I've taken to, I get a little candy, I take Paracord items and I put them together. That's what we're going to talk about this year. What do I put in those, uh, in my candy bowl for kids? So I start off with bracelets. Bracelets are very popular. Um, they're kind of a go-to, you know. Sometimes I will take some of the bracelets and things I make, like this one right here. I made this for a video here. Nothing wrong with it. I will include it in. It's a plain Jane bracelet, nothing wrong with those. And those go fairly popular. Um, Keychains is another one. Believe it or not, the kids like the keychains. I don't know if it's because they like to be able to do this or what, but I do keychains in various sizes and the like. Now for my bracelets, I will say I tend to stay away from clasps. Like ones like this, it has a little sharp area. If they wanted to wear it to school, they could possibly get in trouble. So I tend to go with either like the one I showed you a couple videos back, with plastic like that, one that has no hardware at all, so kind of just slips through like this, or found these on Amazon. They are simple jewelry clasps and they work really well. Now, I wouldn't use them in a survival situation, but for a basic bracelet, they work really well. Picked up, oh, there was a couple of dozen of these. I mean, like they're made in China, but there was a couple of dozen, and I think I spent $2. So that's those. For the keychains, once again, I just buy a bulk thing of keychain rings, and I make up some basic keychains. But that's not all I'm going to talk about with this. I do make plain Jane stuff because some people don't want anything with any flourish. But I've also taken to, and I'm going to say it for those of you who get sick of it, 3D printing beads. So here you can see I have a angry pumpkin. I don't have orange, so I printed it in red and in yellow. I have a little rocket. I have a Death Star. I ran out of gray, so I had to finish it in black. And then I have a little skull. Now, these are just simple little beads that you can 3D print. And there's tons of them out there. Many of them are called, they may call tie poles or what have you. But you can make, and this is one thing, I made a bracelet with peace symbols. And since I'm in Florida, the Gators are huge. Everybody's either a Gators fan or a Georgia Bulldogs fan. So Gators colors here. You can see I did a little rocket, and it has, that's a keychain. Did another peace symbol. This one's a very simple little bracelet with the clasp. I did a Grogu and Mando keychain. Now the beauty of these, oh, and then here's a little just Grogu one. The beauty of these is if you have a 3D printer, you can print these out pretty easy. There's tons of patterns out there. There's things like Stormtrooper, Darth Vader. Oh, and this is something else I make, zipper pulls. So you may take a longer piece or a longer loop, and that way they can just go through, put it through the zipper, and then just feed this through. It takes a little work, and it's also a little stiff, but and then they could just pull that through, cool little zipper pull. So why do I do this? Well, with things like this and the keychains, I use leftovers. We all have those random pieces that are laying around from whatever project here and there. So why not use them? I know on a lot of the forums you guys are making zipper pulls, but you know, there's other stuff out there. So let's talk about, oh, and here's C3PO. And then, as I said earlier, the skulls. So how do I do this? What do I do? Well, honestly, it's all pretty basic stuff. Nothing you guys don't know how, but let's walk through it. So I have this black piece here. It's not very long, not very big. So what am I going to do? Well, I could take a look. I could do another rocket, but let's do the skull. Now, I'm going to choose this one. It has a smaller hole. Now, because of that, this hole is only about 5 millimeters wide. Paracord's 4. 2 pieces of paracord, that's going to be probably closer to 7 or even 9. So how are we going to handle that? I'm going to show you. Little trick, and I've even seen this, and I'm not much of a bead guy, but I've seen people have to do this before too. Maybe the beads don't go through, what have you. So you take your fid, you go through, you see, okay, it's just big enough for one. What I'll do is I'm going to take my fid, I'm going to get it hot. Now, not super hot so that it melts everything, but then I'm going to stick it in and I'm going to just work it. I'm going to make that hole just a tiny bit bigger. And I'm going to keep doing that until I can feel it's starting to cool down. And that's exactly what happened. Now that hole is just a tiny bit bigger. It's going to make all the difference though. So I'm going to take, and I've found it works better doing it this way than trying to feed 2 separate pieces. I'm going to take that end and I'm just going to twist it and work it up and work it up and work it up. And there you have it. Now I can do whatever pattern I want. And the reason I put these on almost immediately is to keep them from sliding out. So there we go. This one's being more cooperative. So that way it doesn't slide out, even if it's by accident. So then I'm just going to do a simple knot. You could do any type of knot at this point, but I'm just going to do a simple crossover knot. And you see this piece wasn't that long. It was maybe 2 feet. Can't really make a bracelet out of it, so this is a great use of the scrap. If you are also into geocaching, as I am, I do it sometimes whenever I'm out with the scouts. This is a nice thing that I keep a couple of these around in my vehicle. And so when I'm either camping or I'm just out and about, I'll find a geocache. And if they have a crate where you can drop things off, I'll throw some of these in there too. And the thing I love about it, and hopefully nobody from work is watching, is if I'm not on camera, or even if I am, some of these things, these bracelets, these keychains, I can make because I don't really have to think about it. I can just do it. You know, it doesn't take, it's muscle memory. So there you go. I just made a little keychain, took me under 5 minutes. Cap it off. And then I'll trim it here in a minute and melt it up. So you can make a bowl full of these, mix it in, give the littles some candy, give the bigger kids some of these things. Your house isn't going to get egg for it. As I said, the kids in my neighborhood, actually, when I give them a choice of candy or these, they tend to go with these. Candy's great, but this is different, and I'm the only one doing this. So it's not like there's a ton of others. They know they can get candy from other people. So if it's a, like I said, it's a good way to get rid of your waste and your extra pieces. I also want to do ask everybody, please, to support this channel. I am not sponsored. I am not ad driven. The only way I am able to afford this channel is using my money, or if you guys use my Amazon referral link. So please use my link in the description below. I'll also put some links to some of these if anybody has a 3D printer and wants to print these out, as well as some of these other items. But until next time, thanks all and keep paracording. Later.